Ladies and gentlemen, this is a groundbreaking episode of the Wrestling Rundown.
I think the ground's still together.
Well, we're on the second floor. So.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Oh, man.
We don't even know.
This could be intense.
We don't even know. This is episode 30.
What?
3 decades, if each decade is a week. Or each decade is 10 weeks instead of 10 years.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
I
Office.
think he's on Raw.
I am on Raw right now.
Tell us more, Triple H.
I almost went to the Hawk. Well! But that's wrong. Because we're your hosts, Chaz, D'Lo Brown, and I'm Tiger Ali Singh, and we are the Lowdown.
Wait. 3 weeks ago, we were the Nation, and you were D'Lo Brown.
Sometimes I gotta do D'Lo Brown twice.
Which... That's it. We've got Fantasy Warfare coming up. We're going to duel it out to see who's the real D'Lo Brown.
Will the real D'Lo Brown please sit down?
In the last
Too late.
Brown standing match.
Oh, but before we get to that, we've got the very first Raw of 2015. The Return of the Authority.
Woo!
Which had, we opened up, we had everyone out in the ring. John Cena apologizing.
Some people were out around the ring.
Yeah, and this marks Darren Young's official return to the ring.
Yeah,
To WWE TV.
Yeah.
standing to the back and left of John Cena, amongst Titus O'Neil.
I imagine that was a weird conversation. They're like, Darren, get up. But I haven't returned yet. No, you're here. You're here. We need everyone in the ring. But I haven't made my return. This is your fucking return.
Just for arguing, you're gonna stand right behind John Cena.
He's walking out and everyone's going, who the fuck's this new guy? Who is this guy?
I thought it would have been funny if the two jobbers that go against the Ascension were in the ring.
So John Cena's apologizing that he had to bring the Authority back, and he gets cut off.
By the Authority.
By the Authority.
Go figure.
Triple H and Stephanie come out. They started talking about how it's great to be back, and and they're
It's good to have you guys back.
thanking everyone, saying, "Oh, we hope you had a great New Year because we did." Blah blah blah. We'd like to thank John Cena, but mostly we'd like to thank Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out, and then Triple H drops a huge bombshell on everybody.
Yeah.
Adding Seth Rollins to the main event of the Royal Rumble. So now we have a triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar defending against John Cena and Seth Rollins.
I'm now 900% more excited for this match. Which, for you people who don't know percentages, that's 9 times more excited than originally.
Yeah.
Think of that.
Yeah, I fucking hate math tangent.
I fucking hate Math Tangent!
No,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Rage.
offend you with Math Tangent.
I just hate when I'll give a 900% or 1,000% better. People are like, percents can't go above 100. I'm like, fuck you. Yes, they can. It just means it's more than.
I do what I want.
It's more than one of the thing.
Yeah. 1,000 is 10 times more.
Yeah.
The end, dumb people.
Now, speaking of more, the Authority wouldn't stop at just that. They'd also make our first match of the night. Dolph Ziggler defending the Intercontinental Championship against
The man who never lost the Intercontinental Champion.
Bad News
Sure.
Barrett. On top of it, it is now John Cena Appreciation Night.
Woo!
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting clips from John
So-
Cena's career. We're going to be, they're going to appreciate John Cena later in the night. But first, our opening match, an awesome match. I'm glad to see Barrett back in the fold.
Yeah.
Him and Ziggler had a real quick match initially. Ziggler winning with a crucifix pin. And
A very unique counter to a sidewalk slam
Yeah.
yeah, it was just
into a crucifix pin.
And I didn't expect it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of okay with
Yeah,
that.
Ziggler moves like a spider monkey to get in position.
And then Barrett proceeds to beat the shit out of Ziggler for a good 2-3 minutes.
And Barrett trying so hard to separate Dolph Ziggler's shoulder against
he
the
just
barricade.
kept chucking him into the barricade. This brings Kane out back in his director, director of operations, and says, "Oh,
Your
that's."
voice got high for a second.
I was starting to burp. We forgot to mention that this match is now a 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Kane to say he's got some bad news and steal Wade Barrett's line.
That would have been great, but he didn't do that. But Wade Barrett would immediately go for Wasteland, hit it.
Wasteland of Change.
Fuck you, Michael Cole. Learn your goddamn finishing
In
moves.
fairness, everyone was flubbing the lines on this Raw.
Yeah, everyone was drunk on this Raw.
They're still hungover from New Year's.
Uh,
Just like Luke Harper, Christopher Daniels, and Undertaker. If you can't see them.
They probably can't. You probably didn't even realize that we had Luke Harper, Christopher Daniels, and Undertaker.
Probably not.
But now you are aware.
Look
where
forward
was
to
I?
future
Oh, yeah.
episodes. We're gonna be hiding now.
They're going to be in obscure places. Yeah, Barrett hits the wasteland, 1, 2, 3. They're now tied at 1 apiece. But Ziggler's knocked out. You know, doctors are asking if he wants to continue. Ref is asking him, are you sure? Do you want to go back in? You know, he says, yeah, okay. Ref starts it. Barrett immediately goes for wasteland again. And Ziggler kicks out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ziggler actually holds on for a while for a third fall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. This is
Wade Barrett eventually does hit the winds of change.
Yeah, the winds of change and a bull hammer to finally finish off and reclaim the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, no,
After Kane tried to interfere and got kicked
Yeah.
in the face.
Yes.
This is one of those unintentional continuity things that makes Wade Barrett look like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, because Wade Barrett did what 3 guys couldn't do at Survivor Series.
Including one of the guys that tried to interfere
Yeah.
during this match.
Yeah.
You know, this...
Or if you count Rusev splashing, splashing a table.
Rusev eliminated
Right.
himself.
Well, I'm just talking like defeating an injured Dolph Ziggler. Like,
Yeah.
he was able to fight back against all of that. But the Barrett barrage was way too much for him.
I believe it. So yeah, brand new Intercontinental Champion. And then we found out that Roman Reigns is Superman.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it turns out it's not John Cena, it's Superman.
Yeah.
Or Roman Reigns. It's someone who am I talking about?
Tell us more, Triple H. Or Stephanie, you're Triple
Yeah.
H.
Oh, man.
Office.
Anyway, yeah, Roman Reigns is Superman. Don't make him talk anymore.
Yeah.
Just let's stop with that.
I said,
Keep him off the microphone.
go back.
Microphone?
Go back and
Tell us
watch.
more, Triple H.
I'm rolling with this Triple H thing.
Go back and watch the episode where we first discussed Roman Reigns' singles push, and I said it. Roman Reigns needs to just be the strong, silent type and let his actions do the talking.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have a really cool Bray Wyatt promo talking about, talking about the devil walks beside him tonight. This was setting up for the ambulance match that would be
His
happening
beard
later.
looked like a Brillo sponge.
You were having... Kevin Hawk had way too much fun with tonight's episode of Raw.
It was great. I wish I would have recorded everything I said about Raw.
That
would have been my Raw review input.
our next match... Well, we
We
started...
just would have always cut to the recording of you saying something.
We had a whole promo block here because we had Roman
Yes.
Reigns as Superman, we had Bray Wyatt walking with the devil, then we had the Ascension disrespecting the destructive tag teams of the past.
Specifically, Demolition and Legion of Doom again.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen? Not Hawk. Hawk's not gonna come back.
Hawk is going to come back from the dead.
Animal and Demolition are gonna come back and beat the fuck out of the Ascension.
Yeah.
I was saying that while we were watching Raw. I want to see Demolition come back and make a run at Demolition.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
They're going to be the mystery.
I like that
agents
they're
of Roman.
they're not shying away from the fact that the Ascension looks like rip-offs of
Yeah.
Marvel.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that they're calling out these past tag teams that can't
But,
defend themselves.
You know, on another note, good job burying the new guys, JBL.
Yeah, JBL didn't really help their case there.
Also, hey, Ascension. No mention of the powers of pain. Those were also 2 big face painted guys wearing similar outfits.
Yeah, but those two are still scary. They don't want to challenge them.
That's true. Except for Warlord can't move his arms past here.
It doesn't matter.
But
Barbarian's still...
He doesn't need
Barbarian's
to move his
still a
arms
beast.
past here.
Yeah, double clotheslines.
Yeah.
All day.
But, no, I don't expect JBL to be like, oh yeah, these guys are better than all the other tag teams, because, they've only wrestled on 2 Raws now. But JBL should at least say something more along the lines, oh, they're making bold claims. Time will tell if, fucking something. Just something.
You know what? It's JBL mad that they didn't mention the Acolytes.
Yeah. Which is the team on NXT who they reminded me of more than anyone
Yes.
else.
But the Ascension was...
Also, Lance Storm was really pissed off about that.
What?
The thing the Ascension said.
Really?
Yeah. sent out a tweet that was like, basically saying how they were disrespecting the memory of Hawk.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
Me neither, but
I think that's a stretch.
yeah.
But Lance Storm hates everything. So.
Yeah.
That's true. You
The
need
list of things Lance Storm hates just
Yes.
gets bigger and bigger.
you stop being so serious for a minute.
Oh, I hope someone needs to show Lance Storm one of these videos so we can be added.
To the things he hates.
Yeah.
I'd be honored if we
Yeah.
had on the list of things Lance Storm hates.
And then we could get him on the show to talk about it. To talk
That'd be
about how
awesome.
much he hates us and why.
Post promo, the Ascension beat Team Generic Blue Leotard guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big
That
guy. The big guy took the best bump, getting knocked off the apron and just
The big guy who
splatting
I've
on the
dubbed
outside.
Little Blue. And the little guy who in the ring took the Fallen Man is Big Blue.
Yeah.
You got that shit mixed up.
And then post that match, Rusev and Lana did a little pre-recorded vignette type thing.
I forget about
Yeah, they were like telling Roman Reigns to stay out of.
No, they're talking about America.
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah.
It was
they-
America.
yeah.
It don't have anything to do with Roman Reigns. It was
Yeah, that's
America.
the Roman guy.
Stop trying to be Team America World Police.
Yeah. No, for all intents and purposes, outside of the US, Rusev's a fucking face.
Mm-hmm. Every other country that doesn't like America,
Yeah.
Rusev is the biggest baby face.
Well, I mean, just his whole thing is, Russia's better than the US. Also, I'm a really good wrestler. Also, I'm really fucking strong. Also, I'm not scared of anyone. So,
He's the John Cena of Russia.
yeah. Like, the only country who should hate him is America because he's always trashing us, but everyone else, yeah.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
We like this Rusev fella.
He doesn't cheat, he doesn't run away, really. He fight,
Most of the time he fights.
Yeah.
I realized why I said Roman Reigns.
Because he's in the next match against the Big Show.
Yeah. Their rematch
Good
from like
match.
2 weeks ago.
Terrible ending.
The ending wasn't bad. I wasn't that enthralled with the match.
I think my favorite part was Big Show spearing Roman Reigns right at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
Just like,
And-
ow, spear.
No,
Tim
I'm
Hawk
not-
thought it might have been over.
I'm not saying it was a great match. I'm saying it was a good match.
It was okay. It was good.
But it ended on fucking disqualification, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stairs got involved again.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a Stairs match at the Rumble.
You want to talk about how heavy those stairs are and how it's so hard for the referee to move it out of the way?
Well, yeah, just the way WWE tries to tout the stairs as being so heavy and so big. And then, like, they did the spot, Big Show's holding the stairs up, and it gets knocked over. And then the one doctor guy is able to push the stairs one-handed off the Big Show's face. And then the other referee grabs the stairs and drags them across the ring with one arm.
Yeah.
Like,
Breaking kayfabe right in the middle of the ring.
you guys need to teach your referees to sell.
Then we had Nikki Bella taking on Natalia. Natalia with Paige in her corner.
Yes.
This was
Spawning from a weird Total Divas scenario where
fuck Total Divas.
Paige pranked Natalia. Natalia took way more offense than Paige initially anticipated, and so Paige is trying to make it up on Raw 4 months later. But
Yeah. Yeah, stop trying to blend your Total Divas and Raw storylines.
It's not going to stop.
I know, but.
also try to stop blaming your storylines on Raw on Total Divas.
Yeah.
It's all Total Divas' fault.
But
yeah, so
it was good though.
Yeah,
it was kind of neat.
It was a good short little match. We had a
Natalia wearing a hot cut-up shirt.
yes, and Nikki wearing her hot cleavagey shirt.
What's new?
We had the head scissors, which you popped for.
There's the head scissors. Anytime a lucha move shows up in a Divas
Yeah.
match, and it's not Lita.
Because you expect it.
Yeah.
But this would end. Paige.
My wife just started beating the shit out of Daniel Bryan's wife.
Yeah, they like
On the outside.
They just started to like face off, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
like they're taking shirts off, and they're like, "All right, let's fucking go." And they start.
And she's like, the other British guy was doing this. Whack into the guardrail. Whack.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna separate your shoulder.
they start beating the shit out of each
You're
other.
gonna need neck surgery.
And Nikki goes, "What the fuck's going on?" And then Natty rolled up Nikki and got the win.
Yep, that was it.
Huzzah! Go Natalia.
Yeah,
You need to win more often.
Daddy, could you have at least done the sharpshooter, though?
she tried.
She
I know,
tried
but
her-
like schoolboyed and then stepped over into the sharpshooter.
No, because that's not how the finish was supposed to go.
I don't care. That would have been way cooler.
That's how she's gonna win the title.
Do it.
I want her to do the sunset schoolboy like Roman Reigns in the
Fuck
sharpshooter.
yeah.
Just the sunset sharpshooter. Figure that one out.
He will.
Alright, I think I got this.
Then we had Harper taking on Rowan. We were kind of seeing, we were progressively
The
seeing.
crowd was fucking dead during this match.
Yeah, well,
That made me mad.
I noticed the crowd was super quiet when Eric Rowan was making his entrance. He was. What are you?
I'm glaring at the crowd.
Oh, it's like, is there something I'm missing here? Yeah, Corpus Christi, Texas. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
We are not having fans in Texas. This is the second time that we've called out Texas.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Come on, Texas, fight me in real life.
don't say that. He's all by himself.
Come on, Texas, fight him in real life. No.
Don't fucking point at me. Fuck. The crowd was pretty dead for this one. Jesus Christ, I'm paranoid. The crowd was pretty dead. It was cool to see. I like the Wyatt family clashes though. I liked Rowan and Wyatt from last week.
But before the match got underway, Kane came out and mentioned that he's having a forgetful night. And
He's still
having a hard
drunk.
time remembering. Everyone was drunk. Even the
It's
dude.
the longest New Year's party ever.
And he said there's special guest referees for this match.
And we
Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
And we went, referees? I was confuzzled the whole time.
He just used a kindergarten word.
Well, we used it last week when we talked about Adam Rose teaming with Dust to Dust.
No, you used it.
I was confuzzled.
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
It was. I thought they could have done way more with it than they did. But maybe another time.
It was all just a setup to beat the hell out of Rowan. And yeah, we ended up getting like a 3-person beatdown on Rowan. The double drop kicks from J&J.
To the head.
After
I'm gonna start calling that jaywalking.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say, the only issue I have about the Wyatt family clashes is I want them to mean more than they do. I wanted them to hold off and build storylines around these instead of just like, and tonight Bray Wyatt's gonna fight Eric Rowan. Why? Fucking because.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because we drew their names out of a hat.
I think the Rowan and Wyatt match could be a catalyst for something they do.
It could, but here's the thing. Specifically Rowan and Harper more for this. Like, they've already wrestled once. This was their second time wrestling.
Yeah.
So now if they build a storyline with them, we're not going to get that, oh my god, what's going to happen when these two guys clash? We already know what the fuck's going to happen.
Depends on what type of match they're in.
Well, yeah, but, like, it's not going to be as a mistake, like, these two have never faced each other before. There's, that sense of...
Now they have.
Yeah, there's that sense of...
More than-
sense of mystique around it,
Yeah.
I guess.
It
I
doesn't bother me that much. I appreciated it. And I
It
understand.
bothers me because we got fucking 3 months of build up to Adam Rose and the Bunny splitting up. And
No, that was just WWE going, alright, tonight they're going to be done. Alright, he beat him up. Alright, cool. Next week. Fuck. We need a tag team. Fuck it. Put the bunny back out there.
okay, but we got 3 months of that shit and no build up for the Wyatt family fighting at all. Just like and this happened.
I don't consider Adam Rose beating the shit out of the bunny 2 times a week for 4 weeks build up to anything.
Build up to putting the bunny down for good,
Yeah.
says Adam Rose. But besides that, we go backstage to the Divas locker room. Why is there a camera in the Divas locker room?
This was in the locker room. This was the
No.
hallway.
Was this a hallway?
Yeah, because
This was a very square hallway.
It was like there was a
This is like
hallway
a cubicle.
I thought it was the catering area.
It was like the makeup area.
They had a catering area with a mirror.
Because there were
There were a lot of cups on the table that
Yeah.
the mirror was on.
That's why. Anyway,
But Naomi's putting on makeup, and Alicia Fox goes over and starts trying to rub in, basically backhandedly rubbing in the fact that Naomi's no longer on the reality show, and then Alicia Fox is now on the reality show, and blah blah blah. And Naomi's like, "Oh, no, it's fine, I can focus on the other parts of my career now. And Alicia Fox kind of starts, I think, getting frustrated that her trying to rub it in isn't working.
Yeah.
And she goes,
So she just whacks her from behind.
and she goes, no,
she whacks her in the stomach.
She goes,
first.
I'm really trying to hurt
That was
you.
weird.
And then she hits Naomi, starts slamming her on the table.
I think-
Asked her if she was hungry.
Yeah.
So
And then-
maybe they weren't catering with a mirror.
And then the other divas come up and Emmett gets her away really fucking easy. Because she's just like, hey, get out of here. And,
Yeah.
and Fox's like, oh,
okay,
I never considered that point.
I don't understand.
The unlikely trio of Emma, Summer Rae, and her former tag team partner Cameron saved the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, like, the whole thing was like to get Naomi pissed off that she wasn't on Total Divas, so they have 2 other cast members of Total Divas try and save the day.
Well, Summer Rae's not on Total Divas either.
No?
No.
Oh.
She was taken off the same time Naomi was.
Oh. So just the shitty one was on there. That's why that show sucks. Oh, fuck.
There's no more Fandango drama, so they had to take her away.
Yeah. Then we get the ambulance
Fun
match.
drama.
We get the ambulance match. Dean Ambrose taking on Bray Wyatt.
We spent a lot of time unbuilding this match on this show.
Yeah, it was...
It was way better than I expected.
This match was awesome.
I think we downplayed it so much that it surprised us.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, this is actually kind of good.
My favorite were the Red Cross tables.
Yeah, the ambulance tables. I enjoyed the elbow drop from the top of the ambulance.
I was sad there were no kendo sticks with sirens.
Yeah.
That would have been...
I liked the freaking rebound clothesline off the gurney.
That was good.
So when he rolled back, you went... and then he goes on Wyatt.
The one thing that made this match really, really stand out from the rest of the Dean Ambrose Bray Wyatt matches to me is the wrestling portion of this match, where, despite the fact that most of it was on the outside, that we had the specific Bray Wyatt picked a certain target on Dean Ambrose and went with it.
Yes. And yeah, the fact that it wasn't just, oh, how many weapons can I hit you with? It's, I'm going to try to incapacitate your leg.
Yeah.
So it makes, you have to use more energy to move around, so it makes me beating you easier. And that's kind of the psychology of a match like this, is that, you have all these things at your disposal.
Well, that's the psychology of a match.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, making a match like this interesting, you need to have that psychology in there, because if you're hitting Dean Ambrose with weapons again and again and again, you're not doing anything because the guy doesn't feel pain.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's the building blocks to any match, and you can't forget it in a hardcore match.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I feel like kind of gets forgotten in a lot of hardcore matches.
Yeah.
In general.
Definitely.
And so having that kind of a thing happen, I thought was great. So thumbs up on you guys for beating my expectations for this match.
Yeah, end of the match comes, we had 2 Sister Abigails to finish it. We had the Sister Abigail into the back of the ambulance, into the door.
Which, I feel like every time now Bray Wyatt uses that Sister Abigail against the wall, it just feels like it's got less and less oomph behind it.
Yeah.
Well, started with Jericho and a locker wall.
No, it started with Daniel Bryan and the guardrail.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
I guess he could hit the guardrail harder because it's got that pad on it.
Yeah. But that doesn't keep Dean Ambrose down. There ends up being, like, I don't even remember what the whole switcher, like...
Put him in the ambulance, and then Ambrose kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of, like, slid out of the ambulance into the Sister Abigail again.
Yeah, hit the Sister Abigail on the floor, tossed him back into the ambulance, and then it was like, at that point, you saw him roll it back, you're like, oh, yeah, it's over.
He actually, like, grabbed Ambrose's feet and rolled him into the back.
Yeah. Under. Slams the door, and Wyatt definitively beats Dean Ambrose for the first time.
Without the help of blowing up TV.
Yeah, and it'll be really cool if that's the feud ender.
I kind of hope it is.
Yeah.
And then we have...
What if they do a thing where Dean Ambrose shows up in the back of the ambulance?
Then we had the segment earlier, the Alicia Fox-Naomi thing was building towards the 6-person tag team match that was going to be happening later. It was the Usos and Naomi taking on the Moneymakers and Alicia Fox. This I was excited for this because we don't get a lot of the girls
intermingling with
intermingling with the guys. But then they're like, the match itself didn't really stand out.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything special about it.
Except for Sandow, again.
Sandow and then Naomi doing a Rana.
Yeah, Naomi did a Hurricane Rana. Go Lucha moves.
And then the wonky ending that we're supposed to believe that Jimmy was afraid to hit Naomi and then Miz rolled him up and beat him.
To me, the most like weirdest thing about the ending to me was they already did that ending with the Natalya versus Nikki Bella match.
Yeah.
Where there was a distraction on that side of the ring. That same side of the ring, even.
Yeah.
That ended up in a roll-up.
Yep.
Miz, you stole the chick match ending.
Well, that was the thing. They were all talking, and they're like, Miz, what's going to be the finish for the match? And Miz didn't have anything in mind, so he was like, oh, fuck, what was the last match I watched? Oh, fuck. Natalya versus Nikki? Yeah, okay, here's what we're going to do.
No, that's what my theory is. Alicia Fox overheard Natalya and Nikki going over the ending of their match. And she's like, I have this great idea for this ending. She thought they were going to go on before Natalya and Nikki.
Wrong. So that allowed Miz to roll up Jimmy, getting the win for the heel team.
Coolest part of that match was Sandow, Miz, and Alicia Fox doing a unison.
I wanted Alicia Fox to do the twirl, and she did. And I don't know why I wanted it, but I was glad I got it.
And then we had, moving on, one of the coolest Adam Rose segments.
No, we didn't.
No?
No.
What was before that?
Seth Rollins versus Ryback.
Yeah, why did I forget about that?
Because it's Seth Rollins versus Ryback.
Yeah.
Which actually turned out to be a handicap match.
Kane keeps forgetting all this shit.
Maybe you're Kane. You forgot this.
Holy shit.
Oh, he's the dude. Don't cough on me.
I coughed on my arm.
Which is next to me.
Kane would forget that this match was a handicap match, and that Seth Rollins.
He shouldn't go, but I forgot who your partner was.
J&J Security. No, it ended up being Kane and Seth Rollins taking on Ryback. I'm so glad they didn't work Ryback's leg.
Yeah.
Thank you for not doing that bullshit storyline.
I was kind of in a backwards way hoping that they would, so I would have a lot to make fun of during this segment.
No, the match was actually fairly good. Like Ryback,
I liked the match.
Ryback
it was solid.
Ryback looked really good trying to fight off both of them at the same time. You had J&J out there too, so it's really kind of a 4-on-1 against Ryback.
Yeah.
They're back in their suits, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
No longer the referee shirt.
The way I feel about Ryback right now is when they first started pushing him to the main event because Cena was out and they're like, fuck, we need someone and Ryback's over, so we're just going to throw him in, and he fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. This is where I wanted Ryback to be at that point.
Yeah. No, I appreciate Ryback more now than I have since he debuted.
Yeah.
The 4-on-1 ended up being too much. We have Ryback ends up getting curb stomped twice by Seth Rollins.
Yeah, well, he tried to set up Seth Rollins for the shell shocked.
Yeah, and
then Kane interfered, and then he got Kane with the shell shock, and then while he was getting up from shell shock and Kane, he got curb stomped. Yeah. I thought that was a cool setup into the curb stomp.
Yeah. But
and then he hit the curb stomp, and Seth Rollins hit the curb stomp and fell over and had that look on his face like, oh, did I just do that?
Yeah,
that was cool. I'm gonna do it again.
So anyone who will be facing Seth Rollins in the future, take a note and never get up like that in your match.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get on your hands and knees when you're going against Seth Rollins because you're right there.
Whatever's going on, if you're wrestling Seth Rollins, don't trip.
Yeah.
That either.
Bad news.
So Team Cena has essentially been decimated by the Authority all night long.
Yeah. With the exception of the Big Show.
Are you trying to tell me that the Authority holds a grudge?
No, it's John Cena Appreciation Night. They're appreciating John Cena by not beating him up.
Okay.
But by beating up all of his all of his tag team partners. Then
They're just trying to make sure John Cena looks better than everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay, now do you want to talk about Adam Rose?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so we had like the coolest Adam Rose segment
Definitely.
ever. And he would take on Big E of the New Day in
In
a
the main event match. on
yeah
Raw.
main
This,
event
yeah,
of Raw.
this is essentially the main event.
Not a bad match by
No.
any means.
No.
And
No.
the segment itself was cool.
Yeah,
So,
definitely
And
not a
there's
bad match.
A really hot Rosebud in like purple and pink fuzzy bikini.
Yeah,
I don't
but
I don't
I
know
mean-
who she is, but I want to know.
other than that, nothing really noteworthy of the match until Big E's going for a splash about to win, and one of the Rosebuds comes out and just clotheslines the shit out of Big E.
Yeah, it was. We noticed these like, because you get the weird little the suits that the
Yeah.
Rosebuds wear. They're like there's a guy that if,
Two of them are in party suits.
Yeah.
yeah
They call them party suits.
well, and anyone who's ever watched Power Rangers, we're like, hey, there's a guy that looks like a putty.
There's a guy who looks like a big black putty as well.
Yeah, and the big black putty just happens to clothesline the shit out of Big E.
Yeah, somebody's like, release the putties!
Yeah.
There's a Goldar in the...
Make my putty grow.
I'm sad that they never did that in Power Rangers, by the way.
Just make a giant putty.
Yeah,
That would have
it's
been
like
weird.
an army of giant putties. Anyway,
just not all the putties huge.
Yeah.
And they would have won.
It's true.
but yeah, so clotheslines Big E. Then the smaller regular putty starts.
It shoves Xavier Woods into the stairs. Kofi starts to go after him. Then the big putty again then drop kicks Kofi.
Yep.
So Kofi and Xavier Woods are down on the outside. Big E is trying to get up in the ring.
And the big putty's like, nope, I'm gonna powerbomb this guy.
Power putty.
And at this point is when I first realized, okay, this isn't just a random Rosebud attacking Big E Langston.
Yeah.
This is a legit, like, big guy wrestler. Because last week we had the Rosebuds tried to attack post the 6-man tag last week.
Yeah.
Which is fun. We were actually talking while this
About
match was
that.
going. We're like, hey, they should have the
We-
Rosebuds attack more often.
Yeah, well,
Well,
my
no, I was
first-
saying, we forgot to mention last week that the
Yeah.
Rosebuds attacked.
Yes, it was
and then the Rosebuds attacked.
My
Yeah.
first thought, like when I started suspecting them of being wrestlers, I was like, oh, is it Golden Stardust?
yeah.
But then, no, he picks Big E up for a powerbomb. I'm like, that's no fucking Gold Dust.
No.
No, that's Stardust.
Stardust is powerbombing Big E.
So, Rosebud powerbombs Big E while the other one comes off with a fucking...
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster.
And we know who that is because that move is called the Ricola Buster, and we get the Masters unveiling.
Batman. They always
Which
deliver.
was kind of funny because Tyson Kidd unzips his and pulls it down and reveals his face. Cesaro had to rip his.
He couldn't get it to unzip.
He just. It's
He had too much.
he was birthed out of the abyss.
Cesaro wanted to rip his.
Yeah. They're
He ripped it because he had too much coffee.
yeah. So then they're Cesaro picks
So
up and they're
European.
no, Cesaro, that one doesn't have a zipper. He goes, I don't care.
You're a weird Cesaro.
I can't do a Swiss accent.
Well, good thing he speaks 5 languages. You could just pick an accent. But yeah, so that was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
and then they celebrated with the Rosebuds.
Yeah.
So are we seeing a little mini stable of heels uniting?
I don't even know where this.
I could dig the fact if you're just because the idea is Cesaro and Kidd were a makeshift team that got thrown together for the tag team turmoil type thing, and all of a sudden they're sticking with it.
Yeah.
So
because they're awesome.
Maybe I'm thinking maybe they're gonna try that idea of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. Maybe they're oh, let's put another heel with these guys and see if maybe we can get a small little heel faction.
I'm okay with
working
it.
together. I'd like that. But I'm seeing next week or on Friday, we're gonna see Adam Rose, Tyson Kidd, and Cesaro versus the New Day 6-man tag match.
That's gonna be a
Probably.
good match. I'm excited for that.
And then
Then we finished off the night with John Cena Appreciation Night. We had the Authority come down and start talking about all the great things that John Cena's done,
and they bring John Cena out.
and they're like, "It's John Cena!"
woo!
No, I don't think you heard me. It's John Cena.
Woo!
I You must be misunderstanding me. This is John Cena. I love Stephanie's like.
She was trying to be like Triple H.
Seth
when he does
Rollins.
I took that as she was trying to be like Triple H when Triple H is in DX doing the Are You Ready?
Wouldn't that make her Shawn Michaels because Triple H was in the ring?
Well, yeah, but that's, you know,
No,
how
Triple H
does
is
it.
Shawn Michaels.
Triple H is Shawn Michaels.
But no, that's how Triple H does it when he's like, no, I said, Are you ready? Like, that's what she was trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, then Triple H would proceed to, like, suck John Cena's dick for, like, 2.5 minutes.
Until he came to the ring.
Somehow this was less gay than last week, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Triple H goes on, like, this 2.5, 3-minute spiel about how much he appreciates John Cena.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much all because John Cena, like, gave up on his word and brought the authority back.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know...
We always appreciate people who fucking break their promises.
Yeah.
Woo! Go politicians.
You know, but you know,
That's why Paul Heyman works here.
But then
Who's Joe also
Triple
Paul
H,
Heyman?
Triple H would say, you know, we're not the only ones that appreciate you. And, you know, we're going to bring out some guys now that should appreciate you, but if they don't, by the end of the night, oh boy, they sure will. So let's go ahead and bring out Ryback. Let's bring out Eric Rowan. And finally, Dolph Ziggler. And we've got all three of them out there.
We like doing hand rainbows.
Sinner. It's all the rainbows that Ryback poops after he...
He eats negativity and poops rainbows.
So yeah, they'd all come down and Triple H is like, so, we're going to punish you. And then he'd get them...
And they spanks them all.
Yeah. Him and Steph put on some bondage gear and then
Whoa!
tie him up and...
All the Ascension come out, and this time they have gimp masks on.
Oh, yeah, the Bashams and...
I was going to say the Bashams made their return. And Shaniqua was running it all.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, no, that didn't really happen.
No.
Maybe there was an alternate edition of Raw, like the director's
If that,
alternate ending.
if that actually happened, we probably would have started with this. We're like, you'll never believe what happened on Monday Night Raw.
But no, he's like, basically, to go through this part real quick, he's like, okay, Eric Rowan, you know, you were the last one to join, kind of sheepishly. So,
Pun.
how about 30 days suspension?
Well, if you're going to suspend Rowan for...
Which then I was thinking, oh, Rowan's out of the Rumble, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're going to suspend Rowan for 30 days, you got Ryback the turncoat. That's got to be at least double, right?
Yeah.
So what, 60 days?
Right.
It's like, oh, well, Ryback's out of the Rumble. Jeez.
Yeah. And
So what do you do for Dolph Ziggler? Like, you know, Dolph, he's the one that got the authority out of power.
He put the nail in the coffin.
And that goofy face painted Sting.
yeah.
Or the face painted goof Sting.
Yeah,
the
so
vigilante
what do you
Sting.
think, Dolph?
Shut up.
So they're like, what do you think, Dolph? And then
Right.
he's like,
I don't know, 90 days.
90 days, wow. Which would put him out past WrestleMania. At this
Yeah,
point.
so I'm like, Ziggler's out of the Rumble.
yeah.
And then they're like, oh, wait a second, okay, let's
My pick, with these guys being suspended, my pick to win is out of the Rumble.
Yeah.
I thought Rowan was going to win the Rumble.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
I thought the sheet mask was gonna win the Rumble.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because when Rowan comes in, they're going to punch him in the face. The sheet mask is going to fall off.
Right, Eric
It's
Rowan's
gonna-
gonna get eliminated.
Yeah,
and
the
then
sheet mask is just going to be in the ring. Big Show's going to win, then walk over the top rope.
and then the bell's gonna ring.
Yeah.
The sheet mask wins.
But then, yeah, Triple H and stuff. You're like, all right, wait a second. You know, we need to think about this. We need to converse. We need to do this in private though. So they get out. They start walking up the ramp.
Which I was waiting for something to drop on the people in
Yeah.
the ring.
Yeah,
Like a net
something
or
to happen.
poop.
if it was a net, I would
A
have
net
been like,
made of poop.
Poop net.
it's just.
You need to capture your foes with stinky.
What? No. Triple H and Stephanie would get back up to the top of the ramp and they go, all right, we've officially come to a decision and we're not going to suspend
Spend anybody.
because Dolph, Rowan, Ryback,
Riddick.
you're all fired. And you can all thank John Cena. everyone appreciate John Cena. And the music starts playing, and I'm like, please let there be confetti and balloons, and there was. So good. So good.
It just looked like the saddest party ever.
Yeah, no one should ever. You said no one should ever look that sad when confetti and balloons are.
Yeah.
You love that song. It just put a cap on like your favorite Raw.
It was one of my favorite Raws in a long time.
But honestly, when that music started, my first thought was, who the fuck's coming out?
Whose theme music is this?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And then they dropped the confetti, and I realized, oh, it's
celebrating.
Okay.
So we've got 3 guys
Fired, I guess.
fired.
Yeah.
It's a good thing Dolph Ziggler lost the Intercontinental title at the beginning of the show.
So I'm wondering, this still means they're out of the Rumble, right?
Probably.
Unless they get hired back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or 3 weeks, however fucking long.
My
the
pick to
Rumble is.
win is still out.
Yeah. Maybe Rowan will win next year.
Okay.
But that was it for Raw this week. Great episode of Raw. I was actually entertained the whole way through. I didn't feel like I was going to fall asleep. So good on you, WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah!
But we've got a bunch of stuff coming up this week. We've got updates on the top prospect tournament and the indie news. We've got the midweek wrap-up like we always do. The return of Lucha Underground. And...
Whoa! We're going to have the first ever Lucha Underground champion!
What? You know what else we're going to do? We're going to do Fantasy Warfare.
Oh.
Fantasy Warfare is coming up. It's me and Kevin Hawk, one-on-one. This guy's going to be putting us in a match. Maybe it's going to be one-on-one. He might make a tag team match because he did that before.
Could be a triple threat match.
Could be some, like, crazy... You can't do a Royal Rumble because I did that shit, but...
I still could.
You
Yeah.
could.
It's going to be 2 Royal Rumbles.
I'm going to Royal Rumble next month.
He's going to do War Games.
Snap.
No, World War 3.
60 Merchant Battle Royal!
But you'll have to click
It's going
that
to be a
video.
Royal Rumble, and then... But the last 2 are... The last 2 win that Royal Rumble and are entered as the first 2 in the next Royal Rumble that happens right now.
Oh, snap.
So...
Click that video and find out what happens. We've also got the SmackDown Rundown, and that'll round out this week, so check out the playlist over there. Why are you staring at me? Be sure to follow us,
All these
like
things
us,
down here.
subscribe, do all that stuff, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
No, but seriously, I think Dean Ambrose should come back in the back of the ambulance and open it. There's fog and lights. And probably interrupting Bray Wyatt doing a promo.
Let's not tell him, and let's just, next week when he's watching Raw, just, like, show him that.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Show me what?
Well, nothing. I just think that might happen next week.
Yeah, next week.